Next game, obviously, this is going to be a game that a lot of people are watching following the untimely demise of Tyler Skaggs yesterday. Angels taking on Texas, 8:05 in Arlington. Now, the Angels are the $1.25 favorite. As we know, a lot of recreational bettors, they do play with their heart. So no surprises to me here that the Angels would be favored or at least taking a lot of action in this spot here. I think the entire country is rooting for the Angels in this spot. But once again, the Angels are minus 125. Totals at 11. We did see a 15-cent move toward Los Angeles and movement upward on the total. The Angels open $1.10 up to minus 125. Total open 10.5 up to 11. 55% are leaning Texas. 56% shaded toward the over. Right now the Rangers are plus 115 on the money line. The Angels plus 115 laying the run and a half. And of course, no small task for Griffin Canning, who takes the bump tonight for the Angels. And definitely going to be significant that he's taking the mound. I'm sure there'll be a tribute. Texas Rangers, classy organization. So I'm sure there's going to be something very nice for Tyler Skaggs and his family and his teammates tonight. But anyway, Griffin Canning for the Angels, Mike Minor for the Rangers. This is baseball. This is competition. And Mike Minor's very, very good. He's 8-4 on the year, 2.40 ERA, and a 1.12 WHIP. Mike Minor has amassed 110 strikeouts thus far in the year. Meanwhile, Griffin Canning on the other side, everybody's rooting for him. He is just 3-4 on the season. Texas is very good at home. They're 28-15 at home. I'm a firm believer when it comes to the sports. There are no happy endings in sports. I know that a lot of folks are rooting for the Angels. I know that I should be leaning towards them as well. But when it comes to money and playing the game, like I said, there are no happy endings in sports, in my opinion. All that said and done, though, Tyler Skaggs and his family and teammates, the entire Angels organization in the Los Angeles area, you are in our thoughts. Terrible situation. But with all that in mind, Angels could win, but I think Texas will keep it close. Give me the Rangers plus 1.5, getting the job done on the run line, and the under 11 runs in that game. Next matchup, Tigers, White Sox, 8:10 Chicago, guaranteed rate field. The Tigers are minus 125, totals at 9. We saw a 15-cent move toward the Tigers and movement downward on the total. Detroit open $1.10 all the way up to minus 125. Total open 9.5 down to 9 flat. 58% are leaning Chicago, 73% shaded toward the over. Right now the White Sox are plus 115 on the money line. Detroit plus $1.35 on the run line. We have Boyd for the Tigers, Lopez for the White Sox. Detroit's dropped 9 out of their last 10 ball games. They also dropped 5 out of their last 6 when traveling. They are 25 games under 500. Just 27.52 overall for the year for Detroit, and they rank dead last in scoring on average. So with all that said and done, excuse me, I felt that coming. With all that said and done, give me the Chicago White Sox plus 1.5 at home in the under 9 runs. All right, next game. Astros, Rockies, 8:10 Colorado. The Rockies are minus 120, totals at 13 flat. We did see a nickel move toward Colorado and a little bit of movement downward on the total. The Rockies open $1.15 up to minus 120. Total open 13.5 down to 13 even. 60% are on Colorado, 66% back on the over. Houston's plus 110 on the money line. Colorado plus $1.50 on the run line. We have German Marquez for Colorado. Jose Hernandez for Houston making his first start. Pretty tough spot for him. Marquez is 8-3 with 113 strikeouts for Colorado. The Rockies are first in home scoring, first in home hits. Give me the Rockies minus 120 and the over 13 runs in that game. Next matchup, Cleveland, Kansas City, 8:15 Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. The Indians are minus 180, totals at 9. We saw a 15-cent move toward Cleveland, then movement downward on the total. The Indians open $1.65 up to 180. Total open 9.5 down to 9 flat. Cleveland, well, 67% of the consensus is leaning toward them, and 54% is shaded toward the under. Right now, the Royals are plus 160 on the money line. Cleveland minus a $1.15 on the run line. We have Trevor Bauer for Cleveland, Jake Junis for the Royals. Junis comes into this matchup with a 4-7 record, 5.23 ERA, and a 1.47 WHIP. KC's dropped 4 out of their last 5. They are also 27 games under 500, just 29-56 overall for the year. They've also won just 16 out of 41 games at home. Give me Cleveland minus 180 and the under 9 runs in that game. Next matchup, Twins, Athletics, 10-07 Oakland. The Twins are minus 120, totals 9.5. We did see a nickel fade of the Twins and movement downward on the total. Minnesota open $1.25, down to minus 120. Total open 10, down to 9.5. 64% are leaning Minnesota, 69% shaded toward the over. Right now, Oakland's plus $1.10 on the money line. Minnesota plus $1.30 on the run line. We have Jake Odorizzi for the Twins, Daniel Mengden for the A's. Mengden's got a 4.03 ERA and a 1.48 WHIP. Odorizzi on the other side, completely different story. 10-3 on the year, 2.73 ERA, and just a 1.07 WHIP. Minnesota's second in road scoring on average, first in road hits. Give me the Twins minus 120 in the over 9.5 in that game. Next matchup, Diamondbacks, Dodgers, 10-10 Los Angeles. The Dodgers are minus 230, totals at 9. We saw a 20-cent move toward Los Angeles and movement upward on the total. The Dodgers open 210 up to 230. Total open 8.5 up to 9 flat. 70% are leaning Dodgers. 66% shaded toward the over. Right now the Diamondbacks are plus 200 on the money line. Dodgers minus $1.25 on the run line. We have Ross Stripling for the Dodgers. Taylor Clark for the Diamondbacks. Clark is 2-3 with a 6.10 ERA and a 1.51 WHIP. Stripling on the other side for the Dodgers, 3-2 on the year with a 3.08 ERA. Dodgers 57-29 overall thus far for the season, 28 games over 500. They're also an incredible 34-9 at home, unbeatable at home. Give me the Dodgers minus 1.5 in the over 9 runs in that game. Next matchup, Cardinals. Mariners, 10-10 Seattle. The Cardinals are minus 135, totals at 9. We saw a nickel fade of St. Louis and movement downward on the total. The Cards open $1.40, down to minus 135. Total open 9.5, down to 9 flat. 58% are leaning St. Louis, 56% shaded toward the under. Right now, Seattle's plus 125 on the money line. St. Louis plus $1.20 on the run line. We have Jack Flaherty for the Cards, Matt Caracity for Seattle. Kind of one of those split starts in this spot here. Caracity only has 3 innings pitched under his belt this year. Meanwhile, Jack Flaherty on the other side, 94 strikeouts in just 85 and a third innings pitched. Seattle's horrible at home. Winners in just 17 out of 42 in Seattle. They're just 17-25 at home. They also rank dead last in striking out at home as well. Give me the Cardinals minus 135 in the over 9 runs in that game. Next and final matchup for the show, it is going to be San Francisco taking on the Padres, 10-10 San Diego. The Pods are minus 155, totals 8.5. Not a whole lot of movement on the money line. Pretty good two-way action there. We did see movement upward on the total. So once again, San Diego open and remains minus 155. Total open 8 up to 8.5. 62% are leaning San Diego, 71% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Giants are plus 140 on the money line. The Padres plus $1.25 on the run line. We have Matt Strahm for the Pods, Tyler Beede for the Giants. Beede has 39 strikeouts in just 37 2/3 innings pitched. Meanwhile, Strahm on the other side, really struggling. 3-6 record, 4.94 ERA, and a 1.23 WHIP. I like San Francisco in this spot here, not traveling all that far. Give me the Giants plus 1.5 and the under 8.5 runs in that matchup there. All right, guys, that is going to do it for me. But before I get out of here, we got to get into some shout-outs brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage. Got to give a shout out to Stefan Gaming, my man Bleds W. Always good to see Bleds W. Very active in the comments section around football season. Got to give a shout out to Chuck Pinter, Brian Cleland, Mike Wilkerson, my man Stephen Lewis. Shout out to the Overseer, the all-watching eye. I feel like if your name's the Overseer, you know what's going on. Shout out to the Overseer. Got to give a shout out to Jim Leahy, who says, Bustelo needs to sponsor you. That's right. This beverage is brought to you by Café Bustelon. Good stuff. Strong. High octane. Shout out to Jerry, we the best. And, well, Jerry, you're the best. Shout out to the U-Dog, Ulysses Hayes, a.k.a. Peanut, who, South Jersey's finest, no, Central Jersey. Central Jersey's finest. The U-Dog. Peanut, Ulysses Hayes. Got to give a shout out to Wildman Samurai. My man Bo Dunn, Blown Stallone, who continuously posts my picks in written form in the comment section every day. Blown Stallone, we can't tell you how much we appreciate that, especially non-English speaking viewers, man. You're helping the brand. You're expanding the brand into a global audience. So Blown Stallone, shout out to you for doing that. You're doing a great service to each and everybody here. Shout out to Calico Jones, Jake Wilson from Tallahassee, Florida. Shout out to Will Smith. Shout out to his brother Chris Smith. Shout out to Aaron D. Staley Daily Gaming, John Padilla, Kingdom Creative, Shark Girl, Derek Kostick, Paul Lopez, Fell, XT Land. Shout out to Ann Devlin, Raymond799, Doug Caddish, Jay Peace, and last but certainly not least, representing the Beard Gang, Matt, it's gonna be May. Matt May, my guy. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for me. Once again, don't forget to check me out on patreon.com/BrockPage. Link is in the description section below. But most importantly, thank you for watching this program. I really hope you enjoyed all this free information, all this free content. And as always, don't forget to check me out on patreon.com/BrockPage.